Playboi Carti is likely dropping his new album I Am Music still this year in 2024, and we've gotten a bunch of updates over the past 2 weeks, and I haven't made a video on Carti in a very long time, so today we're gonna go over why this album is still dropping this year and why there's 2 more singles coming after All Red. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop, so make sure to do that. So after he's dropped All Red as a first single 2 weeks ago that we're going to talk about in a second, and after a Whole Lotta Red was named the second best album of the 2020s by Pitchfork, which is an opinion you can agree or disagree with, it's definitely time to talk about Playboi Carti again, because I Am Music is not sleeping. Maybe Carti is, but it's still in the process of rolling out. We've had this rollout revivified again a couple of times over the past year. Now I hope though we're back, because as I said, he dropped a single and he's also riding high off of the success that he's now getting with the weekend single Timeless. That is sounding pretty much like a Carti song, but it's looking like it's going to be ending up on the Weeknd's album. So that's a pretty big dub. He has a music video for it out as well, and just to see Carti in the music video with the Weeknd and that song being #1 on a lot of the streaming charts is just a big dub for Carti right now, and definitely a boost that he can take into this new rollout, into the new album. Now, as I said, about 2 weeks ago, he released All Red as a single on digital streaming platforms out everywhere. You've probably heard it, you've probably have it in your liked songs, because it's definitely a grail that we've been wanting for a very long time, and the single candidate that we've had for a very long time for this album. Now, the fact that this dropped is a pretty good sign that something is coming, but I do believe that we're gonna get at least 2 more singles until we're getting the album, hopefully, very likely, by the end of the year. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because when you take a look at the Instagram post that he shared with us when he again confirmed I Am Music, the new album, which was on September 13th, so about 2.5 weeks ago, we can see that he wrote I Am Music, the album, link in bio. So he's again confirming the title I Am Music, so it's not, some other title that we maybe had at some point, Antagonist or Baby Boy. Maybe that album is still coming at some later time, maybe after this one, because that's something he's hinting at. It's actually going to be called I Am Music, not just music, and he says there's a link in the bio. Now, this was posted for the release of All Red, because when you do go to the link in the bio, it takes you to his website. So you don't get the album on there, obviously. That would have been too great, but you actually get this page that is for merch sales, and it's these 3 discs, from which only the left one you can click on. And if you click on the left disc, it takes you to the merch site for the merch for All Red, which is a couple of bundles. It's some long sleeves, some hoodies, some hats, and of course the digital albums, or the digital single in this case, but you can also pre-order the digital album and some vinyls and just, extra stuff in there. And the interesting part is that initial 3-disc page where we can only click on the left one, which will take you to the merch for All Red, kind of hinting at the fact that behind each of these discs is a single. Now, he's posted different versions of these discs in that Instagram post as well, so they could just be some sort of aesthetic element he's using for the record, but very likely he's going to have 2 more single drops accompanied by merch that are going to go live on his page before we get this album. That would be the thing that makes the most sense. Now, real quick, just to go over what these new 2 singles could be, we've gotten some hints from him at a future snippet that we've gotten some time ago when he teased on his Finsta, Really I'm Trim, or Really Trim. That is one that we've had for a little bit going around. We've also had the Fuck on My DJ or G-Wagon song that he's also premiered at Summer Smash this summer. We had it played again at the end of September, so that is another candidate for that 2nd or 3rd single spot, and also a new snippet that was played after his canceled New York show where he's rapping to this child, just this new snippet. So we have a couple of candidates that could make it as to be the single, but honestly, I'm thinking right now it would be, for him, the smartest move to just drop the album, because the success that he's getting from Timeless, no other single that he's dropping on his own is likely going to beat that in terms of the numbers, in terms of the commercial success, in terms of the cosign that he's getting from The Weeknd, and just that platform that he has. So even though I do believe he's dropping 2 more singles because of that website setup and because of the way that I think the album is not quite at the stage where he can just drop it, right now would have been the perfect time, but let's just hope he finds another great time to release this. Now, when it comes to the release date, because this obviously also plays into the schedule of the singles dropping, we have 2 hints. One of them is actually on the merch site, because when you click on one of the items that you can purchase, one of the sets from the merch, it says on their album release date to be announced. So obviously, they don't have an album release date yet. It's still to be announced, obviously. Product will ship no later than 6 months from September 12th, 2024. So this gives us a good hint that at least in the next 6 months, something is coming. Now, if you kind of calculate that through October, November, December, January, February, March, by the middle of March, we should have the album, because, you know, a lot of times when you have these products like the vinyls and the merch, they do ship later than the actual album comes out. So there is a good chance we'll get this album before March. Now, the other hint that we have towards the release date is it's just a fine print on one of the pictures that he's posted on Instagram of these, you know, discs, of these vinyls, whatever they're going to be, where we can see in very low quality that it has all the, you know, rights on there, all the labels, OGG, Interscope, UMG, and we do have the date of 2024 on here, which usually when you have that on a disc for an album, that means that's the year that it is releasing. Now, obviously, this is just a picture. This is not the album, so it could have just been the case that he's just not going to write next year's date on it. But it is a good sign that at least they have some sort of, you know, official metadata behind the scenes, also the labels for when this thing is coming out, and this could be the first hint towards that. So that's kind of the evidence that we have right now for this album still dropping this year, and for there to be 2 more singles, which could be any of the 3 that I've listed out today. I do want to know what y'all think about this, because I see a lot of people talking about Playboi Carti and about this new album and about what it could be and what singles we could be getting. I think everybody is agreeing on the fact that there is going to be another single before the album drops. It's just a matter of when and what. And I mean, the eventual end question is when the album is coming out. Do you still think it's going to be 2024? I do think so. I think that, you know, when labels put their name next to the date, obviously albums can get delayed, but it seems like he now has a pretty good plan as to when this is dropping, with just the seriousness of this rollout now. Also with the website going live, the merch, the All Red single dropping, him being on Timeless with The Weeknd, it's all looking like it. We can't forget though, we've had this happen about a year ago, December, January, with all of those snippets that we've gotten on his Finsta, all of those songs that then just became nothing. And Carti just kind of went undercover again. The tour got delayed. Yeah, we were in this situation before. We have to take this with a grain of salt, but I do think it's a good chance that we're going to get this album this year. I'm hyped for it. Make sure you stay subscribed not to miss out on any other Playboi Carti news that are hopefully going to be coming in by the day at this point. So make sure you stay subscribed, and I do want to know what y'all think about all of this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.